Thank you for coming. I'm joined by Mayor Evans tonight. Our hearts are heavy for the St. Pierre family as our search for 5-year-old Zijay St. Pierre crossed the 48-hour mark today. As previously mentioned, late Sunday afternoon, Zijay was with his mother on the Andrews Street Bridge. His mother was pushing another child in a stroller, and Zijay ran ahead. Fascinated by the water, he began climbing on the railing as his mother yelled for him to stop. He tragically fell over the railing and into the Genesee River. That night, all available officers from the RPD, the scuba and drone teams, the New York State Police Aviation Unit, the Rochester Fire Department, and even the Irondequoit Police Department's drone unit responded to the scene, aiding in the search. Despite this massive effort, Zijay was not located. Yesterday, our scuba team worked hand-in-hand with RG&E to reduce water flow in the river from the Court Street Dam. With the water level lowered, our scuba and drone teams extensively searched the basin at the base of High Falls and north to Middle Falls. From there, the state DEC aided in our search between Middle and Lower Falls, while the Rochester Fire Department's Marine Unit and the Monroe County Sheriff's Office searched north into Charlotte. Sadly, these searches were also unsuccessful. Since yesterday, we've been working with RG&E to gain approval to reduce the water flow in the river from the Mount Morris Dam. That process takes approximately 24 hours and began yesterday. So today, with the water restricted from the Mount Morris Dam, RG&E was also able to reduce the flow through the Court Street Dam. From there, we brought High Falls to a near standstill as the scuba and drone teams continue to search below. Additionally, we worked with RG&E to manipulate the gates underneath the inner loop in an effort to rule out that section of the river between the Andrews Street Bridge and High Falls. Sadly, we were still unable to locate Zijay with all of these methods. Moving forward, we are continuing to use our scuba and drone teams to search and monitor the river. Our scuba team has been assigned exclusively to this search for at least the remainder of the week. RG&E has informed us that it will be at least another 48 hours for the water levels to reset so that they can be in a position to try and lower the water from Mount Morris Dam again if the operation dictates. Our search has not ended. We will continue to utilize all of the technology and resources at our disposal to find Zijay. I'm going to hand it over to the mayor, and then I will take some questions.
Thank you, Chief. Let me just say that our thoughts and prayers are with the family. I spoke with the family today, and I was at the balloon release a little earlier today. And the family will continue to need the prayers and support of the community as they go throughout this process. And I want to thank the community for coming out, supporting the family, praying for the family, coming together as a community, because a tragedy like this, it can happen to any of us. And for those of us that are parents in particular, it adds another layer that many of us think about this young man, because, like I said, this could happen to anyone. And I hope that the community will continue to support the community during this. The community will continue to support the family during this process. It is extremely important to do that. And I also want to thank all of our first responders, our partners, and other law enforcement agencies that have aided in the search. I want to thank Rochester Gas and Electric for working to lower the water levels so that way the team could get in there and search. It really takes a team effort to try to accomplish finding this young man, and we really want to bring closure to the family. We want to continue to search for Zijay, and as the chief said, we will continue to search for him. And we just really ask for prayers, thoughts, and to remember the family. Remember the mom and what she is going through. And I think that's what I've been saying to people all day. This should be about the family and their needs. This should be about the family and what they're going through. We need to make this all about them and Zijay. And I know that the community will continue to pray for the family and for the first responders who are doing this work, who are still working right now, trying to locate Zijay. And we're talking hours that they have been out here, and I want to thank those first responders. So again, community, keep this family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you for forming a hedge of protection around the family. If you were at the balloon release, I think you saw that. You saw hundreds of community members come out and say to the family that, hey, we support you. And I think that that's what Rochesterians do. When any member of our community is injured or hurt, we all come together as one community. And I think today we saw that. I think we've seen that since Sunday, and I hope that the community will continue to come together as one community. I'll turn it back over to the chief, who will take some questions.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm sure there's probably a lot of questions, so to keep it maybe orderly, we'll start over here, do one question each, and then we'll see how far we get. A caveat, I'm probably going to answer some of the questions in G-rated terms out of respect for the family and what they're going through, so. Okay.
Yeah, the family mentioned to us about putting higher fencing in that particular spot or just around the river in general. Is that something that's being considered?
So, certainly not from my shop. It's not something we handle. Mayor, do you want to speak to that?
I will say, obviously, whenever we have any incident at any area around the city, we always look at everything, and we'll do that. But I think right now our concern is finding Zyj. That's our number one priority. Our number one priority right now is finding Zyj and making sure that we get the family everything that they need. And I think there'll be plenty of time to unpack this and see, talk about any of the future stuff that might happen. We're a water city. We have water all over the city. But there'll be time to revisit all those questions. But right now, the focus needs to be on Zyj and the family.
I know Captain Bell talked about this before, but there were some questions about circulating that whether or not this actually happened. Are you able to confirm that you've seen the video, you saw that
Yes.
tragedy?
Yes. Let me assure you, there is video. I have seen the video. This did happen, and I pray to God none of you have to see the video. This happened.
And just let me say, I talked to the mother. I talked to the grandmother. I talked to the cousins. I don't know why anyone, it's pretty sick for anyone to even question that a mother would be grieving like this, and for someone to say, did this even happen? Like, I don't even know how someone could even put something like that out there. Look into that mother's eyes, and that should answer anybody's question about whether or not this happened. I don't even know what to say to people who would even put that type of nonsense out there. Of course this happened. Of course this happened. And it's a tragedy. And we need to pray for this family and continue to work to try to find Zyj, which we plan to continue to do.
Can you talk about the complexities of this search? Obviously, having to go through RG and regulating the water, but also, just how far that river then flows.
Right. So, I mean, any dive operation, whether it be a rescue or recover operation in the Genesee River, is inherently dangerous. You have water flow, you have underwater obstacles. The water clarity is almost zero, especially now with all the high water flow that we've had. So, as a matter of fact, the areas that we've been searching up until recent history, due to increases in technology and increases in training, they were actually like no-go areas for scuba teams in the past. It's only in recent history we've been able to increase our capabilities that we're even able to search at the bottom of high falls. But it is extremely complicated, extremely risky.
I guess just what have you heard from dive teams that are down there? You mentioned visibility not being.
There is no visibility. There's no visibility for, so we haven't actually had a diver in the water. The divers are out on the boats. We try and utilize technology, side scan, sonar, cameras. We utilized cameras today to try and take a look at the gates under the Court Street Bridge with the water level. And again, there's so much turbidity that we had no visibility on the cameras at all.
Chief, it was raining days leading up to when, was the water moving pretty quick that day?
Yeah, I mean, just, passing over the bridges downtown, you can see every day, the month of May, with all the heavy rain that we've had, there's been a lot of water going through. And that's why, even though they were able to stop the water temporarily at the Mount Morris Dam for us today, they can only stop so much. They now need to let it go, and we need a few days to reset before they can lower it significantly again for us.
I do apologize if this has already been mentioned. Has the search turned into a recovery at this time?
This is a recovery operation at this time. We're just trying to locate Zijay and bring him home and get some closure to the family. Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.